This is the untold story of a brother and sister, two kindred adventurers.
Wait for me!
Our Alice and our Peter.
Kudos on the film. I loved it. I thought it was so beautiful. And it is not lost on me, though, that I saw representation. So I want to start there because I'm curious if that was very important. And I'm sure I know the answer, but I'd love to hear you talk about it.
Well, yeah, very important to us for obvious reasons, but I have to say unexpected. The script wasn't written specifically to include people who look like us, but when Brenda Chapman approached me about it, it was obvious and evident that, both Peter and Alice were going to be kids of color. And considering this is a fictional fantasy fairy tale that so many of us have grown up loving, but not necessarily seen ourselves represented in, it was just an added freshness to these stories that are familiar. And I think regardless of what race you are or where you're from, that's always a welcome thing, to have a fresh way in to a familiar story.
David, watching you and Angelina together, I don't know if you call her Angie, if you call her Ange, I don't know the name you have for her. I was like, they never worked together before. Had there ever been conversations before? And this is officially the first.
This is the first, but we've been friends for a long time. And we actually met at a birthday party several years ago, and we bonded over the fact that we have a bunch of kids and, raising kids in Hollywood and all that kind of stuff. And we would have these play dates where all 10 of them would tear the place up. So when this script came along, it became a very natural thing to approach her and say, look, I have this film that kind of represents some of what we've been talking about in our conversations as parents. And so, within 4 days of sending her the script, she had signed on. And I call her Angie, by the way.